Trick or treat, are you ready for some Halloween fun? Here's another episode of the Book Club. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, at Dave Musson on Instagram. This is a place where normally I talk to you about Stephen King, but in this spin-off series, I recommend great books for you. Yep, this is the Book Club where I just talk about books that I've really liked that I think you will as well. So in each episode, you get me talking about a new book, obviously. You get the synopsis of the book, you get a bit about the author, you get my spoiler-free review of the book, and I'll try and align it to a Stephen King book in case you're a long-time person from around these parts. I didn't work, did it? You know what I mean. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know I'm a Stephen King channel mainly, so giving you that alignment with a King book hopefully helps you think, does this book sound like something for me? I mean, obviously the review will tell you that as well, but I wanted a Stephen King book. I'm rambling, blah, blah, blah. Do check out the links in the description to my range of Stephen King band shirts, to my own collection of short stories, Once More Around the Sun, which is a multi-award-winning collection of short stories. Still feels weird saying that. You can sign up to my newsletter, a bunch of other stuff as well. But most of all, thank you for checking this out. Really do appreciate you looking in on my book recommendations, and hopefully this spin-off series will become something that will be very useful. Still getting started, still cranking out reviews, but hopefully you will enjoy what we've got on offer in this episode, as it's Halloween themed. Yep, this time we are talking about a new collection of Halloween themed short stories that are just the perfect fodder snacking on at this time of year. So strap in, let's get into this. This is Jason Parent's Mischief Night Massacre. Okay then, Mischief Night Massacre, collection of 10 short stories by Jason Parent. And here's the synopsis. Halloween. For the costumed child skipping along a safe, well-lit street, pillowcase chock full of candy, it is a night of magic and mischief, delightful frights met with sugar-toothed grins. But for the would-be revelers in these tales, Halloween is a horrifying ordeal the likes of which many will not survive, and those who do make it to November may wish they hadn't. In this collection, Jason Parent gathers 10 tales that embody the holiday in ways surely to surprise and delight the most avid horror reader. From traditional settings like amusement parks, Halloween parties and haunted houses, to more obscure locales, where you might think terror couldn't possibly find you, each story will have you breathing a little faster, startling at every bump in the night. And to round off your background, here's a bit about the author. So it's taken from the internet. In his head, Jason Parent lives in many places, but in the real world, he calls New England his home. The region offers an abundance of settings for his writing and many wonderful places in which to write them. He currently resides in southeastern Massachusetts with his cuddly corgi named Calypso. In a prior life, Jason spent most of his time in front of a judge as a civil litigator. When he finally tired of Latin phrases no one knew how to pronounce and explained to people that real lawsuits are not started, tried, and finalised within the 60-minute time frame they see on TV, he traded in his cheap suits for flip-flops and designer stubble. The flops got repossessed the next day, and he's back in the legal field, sorta. But that's another story. Okay, when he's not working, Jason likes to kayak, catch a movie, travel any place that will let him enter, and play just about any sport except that ball tied to the pole thing where you basically just whack the ball until it twists into a knot or takes somebody's head off. He misses the appeal. And read and write, of course. He does that too, sometimes. There's your background. Let's get into my spoiler-free review of Mischief Night Massacre. So whether it's books or movies, I love me a creepy anthology. And in a world where seemingly those movies don't get made anymore, a book of Halloween short stories was absolutely going to be right up my alley. And, well, I'm bringing it to the book club, so you already know, I had fun with this. So this collection of Halloween-themed short stories was my first experience of Jason Parent's writing, and if it's my last, I will be very surprised. His writing is super tight, well-paced, and just crisp. And as for his stories, well, they don't hold back on either the guts, the gore, or the scares. What I really liked about this is that Jason's writing style has just such a natural, storyteller feel to it, that it sort of laughs in the face of the unnatural things that are happening in these tales. So there are 10 stories here. I thought it was just easy enough to just go through my notes and give you some thoughts on all of the stories here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my notes and read them to you. Like I said, let's go. Russian Dollhouse. This one was creepy and fun. There's a tale about a previously old and condemned house that has come back to life for Halloween and is playing sick games where it knows your biggest fear. And who will make it out? You'll have to read it to find out. Next up, we have Dia de los Muertos. This one sort of starts as a tale of a PTSD type situation for a war veteran that then takes a quite wild and gory turn that was a hell of a lot of fun. Really violent, really nasty, really satisfying. Next up, we have Easy Pickings, which was basically blood-soaked comeuppance for a nasty bully on Halloween. Yeah, much gore, muchos fun. Next up, we have Keeping Up Appearances. So I found the first half a little bit laboured, but the second half of this one just really sings as kind of a creepy ghost story. Gory again, nasty again, scary again as well. Kind of a Halloween robbery gone wrong. It's kind of a bit like Home Alone meets Vengeful Spirits. Carnage ensues. Yeah. Next up, let me try that again. I have to concentrate with this title. Next up, a not so scary Halloween. Short and sharp, this one, very well done, and I really loved the punchline of this story. Next up, we have Rain. This one was a creepy story of a rainy Halloween night, and it definitely took a little while to get going, but the payoff was really good, with a very disorientating and very, very scary ending that will just get under your skin. Next up, we have Black, which is a tale of revenge that was a little bit silly and a little bit far-fetched, but kind of fun all the same, and a very nice final line. Then we have Ride Like the Devil, which is very short, very sharp. Tale of a scary amusement park ride in the company of folk that you don't like. For me, this one was fine, not as strong as the others. This is probably the one I loved the least, but still worth a read. And then into the last two. So we've got Pulp, which was the longest story in the collections. This is a Halloween night of pranks, murder, and pop culture references galore. This kind of felt like it ran away from itself and ended up being a little bit clunky. It was kind of a very fun idea, but it didn't quite hit for me. Not quite. But I still had a good time reading it. And then the last story, just called Last Halloween, a weird little one to end it. Honestly, didn't do too much for me, but again, still a very worthwhile collection for you to give a try this Halloween. So as for a king book to align this to, it's Night Shift, baby. Spooky short stories, bring it on. Okay, so to sum up, I mean, overall, this is an absolute no-brainer to read at this time of year. Cracking little collection of spooky Halloween-themed stories. Yeah, I mean, Mischief Night Massacre. Get your mischief managed and give this book a read. That's a Harry Potter reference, by the way. Fuck J.K. Rowling. So this one is out now. It came out in September of 2024. Perfect for spooky season. Thank you to the publisher and to NetGalley for giving me a review copy so I could read it and then bring it here to the book club for you. Okay, that's it. Another one done for the book club. Do let me know if you're going to check out Mischief Night Massacre. And if you do, come back here and tell me how you got on with it. Let me know your favourite story, all of those kind of things. Other things you can do, you can pick up my collection of short stories, another good one for a Halloween time reading. I'm using the ability to talk. Check out my Ranger Stephen King band shirt, sign up to the newsletter, subscribe to this channel if you want to. There's more book club, there's more Stephen King stuff. Most of all, thank you for checking this out. I hope you get something to go and read, and I hope you enjoy it. And I will see you back here for another book club very soon.